BA Watch. The mood is tense as it's really quiet around these parts. So, what does that mean? I don't know. We're all patiently waiting and seeing. But there's an interesting conversation that occurred last night in Twitter Spaces. Dez Bryant was doing some fantasy stuff, and he went in depth on what Brandon Aiyuk means to the San Francisco 49ers. And he actually said some things that were pretty interesting about how irreplaceable Brandon Aiyuk is for the San Francisco 49ers. I think a lot of people believe, him being the fourth option, he could, go away and everything would be fine. But Dez Bryant, former Cowboys wide receiver, a very talented guy himself when he played in the league, believes that Davante Adams couldn't even necessarily replace what Brandon Aiyuk is doing with the San Francisco 49ers. It's pretty interesting to hear what he had to say. Again, just always look forward to hearing players' perspectives, former players' perspectives on matters like this. And he's not really talking about this from a trade or whatever. He's more talking about it from Brandon Aiyuk's impact on the field and what it truly means to the San Francisco 49ers. So take a listen to what Dez Bryant has to say. I'm curious to know how you think about what he said. So listen right here.
I've been seeing too. I'm not trying to cut you off. My apologies. I've been seeing too in trade talks. I want to get your take on this. I've been seeing rumors that the 49ers want another wide receiver to replace him. Because the thing I think that makes this so unique with the Niners and Aiyuk in this trade is they're Super Bowl contenders. I mean, they let us in the Super Bowl last year.
1,000%.
They're an amazing team. So, they don't want to let this talent walk out the door and not replace him immediately. I've been seeing rumors that maybe they trade with the Steelers, right? And they get picks. And then they take those picks and go trade for, Davante Adams. I've seen that. What do you think about that?
I mean, that makes sense, and I think also in a sense, the 49ers and the Cowboys kind of share that same philosophy. We made you this and that whatsoever. Um, I think, it's that kind of approach, but they kind of on the short end of the stick because the season is coming up on us closely. And like I said, you just can't replace the familiar. It's just so much familiar things with Ayuk, Purdy, Shanahan, Debo, McCaffrey, Kittle, all those guys on that offense. It's kind of hard to, replace that. Brandon Ayuk when I think about it, he's in a hell of a position because you really just can't replace him and expect the same results for just anybody to come in. Even if Davante Adams, it's not guaranteed you're gonna get that.
I like what you said. It's beyond talent. It's a chemistry thing too at this point. This group's been together for years. And that's really important. Another thing too, I will say is how would you feel if he goes to Pittsburgh? It'd be him and Pickens over there. Do you think that's enough to get it done for the Steelers? Or what do you think?
I think what Brandon Aiyuk should really think about. And look, I'm gonna tell you what I honestly feel. We won't get that same Brandon Aiyuk. I know you like the idea that he might be with Pittsburgh or whatever the case might be, but I don't think you get the same guy because the 49ers are right in the sense if they are believing, hey, we put you in a position to do this, to make plays. You get these one-on-ones because we got Kittle over there, we got Debo, we got arguably the best running back in the backfield, and then we got Brock Purdy. You got to put all that stuff into. You got to put that. You have to put that.
No, I understand what you're saying. You might not get the 49ers efficiency is through the fucking roof. He's in one-on-ones and he's in the best position to be in space and make plays ever in San Francisco. But the thing was with Pittsburgh, it might be harder for him to get his, but at the same time, he could be the guy, and he's never really got that. I don't think.
There's no way he's gonna be the guy when you got a future talent over there like George Pickens.
You think Pickens is better? Oh, I think Ayuk's better. He's more polished.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But as far as talent, far as just the God given, I think those things George Pickens can learn. What Ayuk got, it's not the other way around.
That's fair. I think the thing with Ayuk that's so hard to replicate and replace is his route running is so elite. He's one of the best route runners in football.
Well, what you got to understand is this right here. that route running like that only comes in effect whenever you got a Christian McCaffrey, you got a George Kittle, you got a Debo Samuels. You getting those one-on-one matchups, and on top of that, you don't have the best cornerback guarding you. You get what I'm saying? He's probably somewhere guarding George Kittle or keeping his eyes on Debo Samuels.
I think when you listen to Dez Bryant talk about this, I think he really hits home on the main point being chemistry. I think we know how important chemistry is, and with Brandon Aiyuk and Brock Purdy, you can see how much chemistry they have, and that was apparent the second Brock Purdy stepped on the field against the Dolphins in his rookie season, and that has only continued to develop, in partly why you've seen Brandon Aiyuk become a second team All Pro wide receiver. So when he's talking about the situation and how guys like Davante Adams are going to struggle, we're not talking about it in the sense of like Madden, right? Like where it's plug and play. It doesn't matter. There's no scheme to learn. There's no personalities to learn. There's no timing or rhythm to learn. You just go out and play. Well, in real life, it's not like that. You have to get acclimated. You have to learn all of those things. You have to understand all of those different elements. And so as a result, that takes time, right? It takes time. And if you brought in a guy like Davante Adams, who is a supreme talent, doesn't necessarily mean he's just going to pick up right where Brandon Aiyuk left off. So I think that's kind of the main point that he was hitting on. It was just basically like, yes, you can swap BA out, but you can't swap out all that time that they've spent together in meeting rooms, watching film, practicing, throwing, and on the field in games, communicating, all knowing exactly what they see and seeing it the same way. That's a huge element to how this all works out. So I don't know. I don't know if that changes anyone's perspective who is willing to move off of BA and kind of get him out of here and replace him with someone else. But I mean, even, Dez Bryant, who played this game at one of the, at some of the highest levels, believes that you can't just replace Brandon Aiyuk. It's not that simple. It's not that cut and dry. So, pretty interesting commentary on the situation. Let me know what you guys think about this, and I hope we get some resolution very soon. The hope is we get it today, but we shall see. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments below, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.